Commercial restoration services refer to professional services that help businesses and organizations recover from damage caused by natural disasters, fire, water, mold, or other forms of damage. The goal of commercial restoration services is to restore the building to its pre-loss condition as quickly and efficiently as possible, while minimizing disruptions to business operations. Commercial restoration services providers have the experience and equipment necessary to handle a wide range of damage scenarios, from simple water damage to large-scale disaster recovery efforts. How can commercial restoration services benefit a business or organization? Commercial restoration services can provide numerous benefits to businesses and organizations. The most significant benefit is the restoration of the building to its pre-loss condition, which helps the organization get back to business as usual as quickly as possible. Additionally, commercial restoration services can minimize disruptions to business operations, which can help protect the organization's revenue and reputation. Furthermore, commercial restoration services providers have the experience and expertise necessary to handle complex restoration projects, which can help ensure that the project is completed safely, efficiently, and to the highest standards. What types of damage does SuperDutyRestoration.com cover? SuperDutyRestoration.com services can cover a wide range of damage types, including but not limited to water damage. This type of damage can be caused by leaks, floods, or other water-related incidents. Fire damage. This type of damage can be caused by fires, electrical malfunctions, or other sources of heat or flame. Mold damage. This type of damage can occur as a result of high humidity or water damage. Natural disasters. This type of damage can be caused by earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, or other natural disasters. Structural damage. This type of damage can be caused by aging, settling, or other factors that affect the stability of the building. What is the process for commercial restoration services? The process for commercial restoration services typically includes the following steps. Assessment. The commercial restoration services provider will assess the extent of the damage and develop a plan of action. Emergency services. If necessary, the commercial restoration services provider will provide emergency services, such as boarding up broken windows or tarping a damaged roof, to prevent further damage. Cleanup. The commercial restoration services provider will remove any debris and contaminated materials and begin the cleanup process. Restoration. The commercial restoration services provider will restore the building to its pre-loss condition, which may include rebuilding damaged structures, replacing damaged building materials, and performing any necessary repairs. Reoccupation. Once the restoration is complete, the commercial restoration services provider will provide a final walkthrough to ensure that the building is safe for occupancy. How long does it take for commercial restoration services to complete a project? The time it takes for commercial restoration services to complete a project can vary depending on the extent of the damage and the size of the building. Some small projects may take only a few days to complete, while large-scale disaster recovery efforts can take several months. The SuperDutyRestoration.com provider will work with the business or organization to develop a timeline for the project that meets the needs of both parties. What qualifications should a SuperDutyRestoration.com provider have? A SuperDutyRestoration.com provider should have the following qualifications. Experience. The provider should have experience handling similar projects and a proven track record of successful completion. Licensing and insurance. The provider should be licensed and insured to perform commercial restoration services. Equipment and resources. The provider should have the equipment and resources necessary to handle a wide range of damage scenarios. Training and certification. The provider's staff should be trained and certified. Can SuperDutyRestoration.com restore historical or heritage buildings? Yes, commercial restoration services can restore historical or heritage buildings. These types of projects often require special expertise and attention to detail, as the goal is to preserve the building's historical integrity while restoring it to its pre-loss condition. Commercial restoration services providers have the experience and expertise necessary to handle these types of projects. and they work closely with building owners and preservation organizations to ensure that the restoration is performed by best practices and standards. How does SuperDutyRestoration.com handle mold remediation? SuperDutyRestoration.com handle mold remediation by first assessing the extent of the mold damage and identifying the source of the moisture that caused the mold growth. Once the mold has been identified, the SuperDutyRestoration.com provider will develop a plan of action to remove the mold and prevent it from returning. This may involve removing contaminated materials, applying antifungal treatments, and implementing measures to control humidity levels. The provider will also ensure that all contaminated materials are disposed of safely and by applicable regulations. What is the cost of commercial restoration services? The cost of commercial restoration services can vary depending on the extent of the damage and the size of the building. The SuperDutyRestoration.com provider will provide a detailed estimate of the cost of the project based on the assessment of the damage and the scope of the work that is required. Factors that can influence the cost of commercial restoration services include the type of damage, the size of the building, and the location of the building. Can SuperDutyRestoration.com work on multi-unit buildings or high-rise structures? Yes, SuperDutyRestoration.com can work on multi-unit buildings or high-rise structures. These types of projects often require specialized equipment and expertise, as well as careful planning and coordination with building occupants and other stakeholders. And they work closely with building owners and managers to ensure that the restoration is performed in a manner that minimizes disruptions to building operations. How does SuperDutyRestoration.com ensure safety for building occupants and workers? SuperDutyRestoration.com providers take safety very seriously, and they have protocols in place to ensure the safety of building occupants and workers. This may include measures such as providing personal protective equipment, controlling access to the building, and implementing safety measures to prevent falls and other hazards. The provider will also work closely with building owners and occupants to ensure that the building is safe for occupancy once the restoration is complete. What role does insurance play in commercial restoration services? Insurance can play a significant role in commercial restoration services, as many businesses and organizations have insurance policies that cover damage caused by natural disasters, fire, water, or other types of damage. The SuperDutyRestoration.com professionals will work with the building owner and the insurance company to ensure that the project is covered by the insurance policy and to coordinate payment for the services provided. The provider may also provide assistance in filing the insurance claim and navigating the claims process. How does SuperDutyRestoration.com communicate with building owners and occupants during a project? SuperDutyRestoration.com providers understand the importance of communication and transparency during a restoration project. They work closely with building owners and occupants to keep them informed about the progress of the project and to address any concerns or questions that may arise.